everyone, and welcome to the KeenGamer podcast. I'm your host, Mark Callahan, and we have a fun episode for you guys today. Joining us once again, Noah Rosenthal. Noah, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Mark. How are you?
I'm doing good. Giants won last week. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's defeat Baker at home. I'm in.
Yeah, and they got very lucky and against a good team.
Lucky or skilled?
I'm leaning towards lucky.
Yeah, okay. Hey, I'll take luck. I'm Irish. That's the only thing we have going for us. That and potatoes. No offense to any other Irish fellows out there. R.I.P. Queen. Yeah. But we have a fun episode for you guys today, and we'll talk more about in the news section. But we actually have breaking news with this GTA 6 leaks, and our main topic we'll be talking all things Nintendo Direct, State of Play, and touch a little bit on that Tokyo Game Showcase. But before we do all that, let's talk about the games we're playing right now. And speaking of news topics, we'll we'll touch upon this. So, Noah, last month I really wanted to play The Sims 4. I used to be a big Sims guy, and I'm like, I want to buy it, but I'm looking at the EA Play. I think it's like their subscription like service, which I will say, for $30 for 1 year, it's not bad. And it's finally excuse Jessica, or if you're listening, well, of course you're listening, you're editing this. It has Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I can finally play that. Maybe in the future we'll do a podcast. Who knows? But I bought it for The Sims 4, and then it's now free to play. Just insert that Curb Your Enthusiasm theme. And you know what's the worst part about The Sims 4 on PlayStation? Or I have to imagine any console.
What is it, Mark?
Now, so I'm talking to you, of course, laptop. Like, this is the distance between, like, me and the text on screen. This text is so tiny in The Sims 4. And you know I have Mr. Magoo eyeglasses, right?
Hmm.
Like, they are some heavy, thick double C's glasses. So I'm trying to build a house. And Noah, this is the worst part. I don't know how to build houses. And I thought it was like, oh, we'll just, here's the house. Or you want to choose this house? You want that house? It's like, no, you got to build it from the ground up. And I'm trying to check out all these guides, and I can't believe I actually rage quit over The Sims 4 because I'm like, I don't know development. So I tried to get him once this week, and my house is terrible. It's like the. You ever seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the Tim Burton?
The original?
No, not with Gene Wilder, the Johnny Depp.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
You know that Charlie's house, the little shack?
yeah.
That looks like a mansion compared to my little getup.
Hmm.
And honestly, like I wanted to play Sims for nostalgia, but I also wanted to play Sims for that werewolf pack. Cause you know me, I love them werewolves. And it's like, wait a second, so it's gonna be $18 for the pack. But then the free to play, we'll touch upon that, but the Sims should not be this frustrating. But I didn't play a lot. I had to finish the review of The Last of Us Part 1. Oh, it's on KeenGamer.com. Check it out. But that's all for me. Noah, you went back to the Morrowind, well, did you?
Yeah, I've been having some fun.
How's that been?
Yeah, it's a pretty tedious game to play. You kind of have to have your computer ready at all times because, as you got to know, like kind of what order to do things in, because a lot of these quests you're going to kill someone, so you got to make sure like you've done all the quests with them ahead of time. So I've hit that situation a few times, always found a way out of it, and currently doing my house quests. I joined a house veteran this time. I figured I want to do like a warrior kind of character. So I picked House Veteran. I did House Telvanni in my last playthrough. That was pretty fun. So this time I'm primarily going in and out of a city called Aldrun, just talking to people. They give me tasks. I go do the task, and then they promote me to some new thing in the house. So I'm like, oh, all right, this is pretty cool. So you, people tend to do that early on because the house quest line always rewards a house, so like a physical house in addition to the family. So it gives you a place to drop all your junk. It's one of the most tedious things in Morrowind is storing stuff. Like all the containers have a limited capacity, and so you kind of only have this one way to get like a home, but so there's these few tricks that I've kind of learned. I'm not sure what everyone else does, but there are certain things you can do to get more houses that aren't officially yours, but can become yours if the current owner that ceases to be alive. So, yeah, so I think it's a Fighters Guild quest where you end up killing someone who owns a pretty big house in Balmora, which is one of the more central cities. So that's really helpful because the more houses you open up there, like you kind of end up with these places to store your stuff in a city that's pretty central on the map. So it's a pretty easy way to navigate it. Huh? Yeah, and if you drop too many items within an interior cell, it'll create this thing called an overflow loot bag. So it'll make a container that has no capacity. I mean, maybe it did in the old days, but now like I'm playing on an Xbox Series X, so it's not going to run into an issue with the stuff. So yeah, you walk in, you drop your stuff. Then when you come back, it'll be in this bag, and it'll be all nicely laid out in this order by what kind of item it is, and also alphabetical. So yeah, it works pretty nicely. So I'll work towards getting myself that house, and then I'll have another place to store all my stuff.
So this game doesn't have any mods, right? It's just Skyrim.
It does, but not on the console.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's hard. Another thing about the old Bethesda games, the new ones, Skyrim and Fallout 4, you can mod, but the older ones, you kind of have to play by the book.
It's the old school gaming, Noah.
Yeah, old school. I mean, a lot of people just mod them on computers, but I don't have a gaming PC, so I'm a console dude for now.
So what quest are you doing in Morrowind?
Let's see. I think I just started. I think it's called the Milk Lord of something, where this dude, like this former councilman for House Redoran, has like gone crazy, and he's proclaimed himself the Lord of the West Gas region. So I've got to set him straight. Say stop doing what you're doing.
Did you set him straight?
Well, I've hit a snag. My game crashed and I lost a little bit of data, so I'm gonna have to redo, I think, 2 quests again.
It crashed?
Yeah, I don't know. So somehow Morrowind crashed at my Xbox Series X.
Does that happen with your Xbox Series X, or is it just like a fluke?
It happens sometimes. Yeah, I'm kind of concerned actually because there are some marks on it that look that like as if something's like melted inside of it. Or something's overheated and like melted the plastic a little bit. I'm like, what's going on?
How long have you had this for?
Since probably November of last year, almost a year.
That's odd.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been meaning to contact support about it, but I've been too lazy to do it.
This is everyone's daily reminder. If something's wrong with your Xbox, always contact support.
Yeah. Yeah, Phil Spencer will come to my house and fix it.
Why not?
Yeah.
That's why people buy Xbox, just to see Phil Spencer.
Yeah.
Anything else about Morrowind?
Nope, that's all I got.
All right, it's a short games we played, but definitely for me next week we'll definitely have a lot more to talk about. But moving on to the news. So as I said at the top of the hour, we record little inside tip Sunday mornings. At the top of the hour, I did mention GTA 6 leaks, and I feel like for us, this is like breaking news, Noah, because we record Sunday mornings, and I feel like we're just out of the loop. You know what I mean?
Uh, yeah, this is developing kind of as we're talking. So yeah, the last thing we just saw was a tweet from Jason Schreier. So I think there's more news to come on this in between the time that we're recording and the time it goes out.
Exactly. So for those who don't know, we woke up this morning and there's a ton of GTA 6 leaks that are just all over the internet. And it's like, oh, okay, leaks. Are they legit? Yeah, they kind of seem legit. Noah, did you see any of the leaks or you just read about the article?
I just read a bit about them, but I wouldn't really know what I was looking at. I'm not a big GTA fan.
Fair enough. So this one video, and we talked about in the podcast like weeks ago about how it will be a male and female protagonist, a la like Body Inclined. So there's a video where they're like holding up a diner or a restaurant. I'm just gonna call it a diner, and I'm like, oh wow. And then we've seen videos about the also rumors about Vice City. That is true. And it's like, oh, is this actually like legit? And then, as you said, Jason Shire tweeted out at 9:21 Sunday morning. There's not there was much doubt, but I've confirmed with Rockstar sources that this weekend's massive GTA 6 leak is indeed real. The footage is early and unfinished, of course. This is one of the biggest leaks in video game history and a nightmare for Rockstar Studios. Noah, what's your reaction to this breaking news?
So as soon as I saw that tweet, if it's coming from him, for those who don't know, Jason Schreier, this dude's a pretty big deal. He's a pretty popular journalist. It was him that I have some familiarity with him because he was him that reported on the internal struggle within Bethesda when early on when Starfield's delay was announced. It was him that came out and said, "Yeah, I've heard from a few people that people they've been saying the next Cyberpunk, and they're very concerned about the release date and these QA concerns." So yeah, so this tweet coming from him, but I think Alba confirms these leaks are real, unless he's been hacked somehow.
He is on paternity leave, so who knows? And I think this is one of the funniest tweets. Oh, darn it, I just deleted it. But paraphrasing, he's actually on paternity leave, so congrats, Jason. He is in this week. He got Breath of the Wild 2 news, the biggest leak in video game history, God of War stuff. So it's like it's an eventful paternity leave.
Yeah, it's a big time in his life indeed.
Yeah, let alone like a kid. It's like, hey, did you hear about the GTA 6 news? And he's like, I know, I got a baby. I got a human to take care of. But, and then also there was leaked photos of the canceled Red Dead Redemption remastered, which, oh, I'm so disappointed. Like we talked about in the podcast, like I'm happy that they're not focusing on that and they can put all their attention on GTA 6. But dang, those remastered pics look good. And I know I can play it on the PlayStation Plus, but with streaming and connective, as Larry David would say, but I can't believe GTA 6 is real. I feel like it's a myth.
Yeah, I mean, people have been waiting for this a while. Like GTA 5 came out around the time Skyrim didn't it? Like
2013, I believe, or 2012, or
it,
14.
yeah, it was one of the first releases that dawned in the era of the open world. So
Yeah,
yeah,
September 17th, 2013.
yeah,
Wow. Really?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, a while ago, and it's still one of the most played games, but also like Skyrim. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, at least everyone knows GTA 6 is real. So congrats, GTA fans.
And just a warning, if you looked at the leaks, like, oh, it looks like trash and all that, like, keep in mind, it's still early in development.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if this is what the unfinished, like, rough cut looks like, what is the finished product gonna look like?
Yeah, it's
Pretty
good.
damn good.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. Like if things like graphics per se, and they're going to keep low while they're working on it. They're maximizing efficiency just while they're working in the engine. Like why have things like that run so high when you could just have them run well?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Actually, I wouldn't say that. That was those too elegant for me. I would have been like, "Come on, guys, it's early. Shut up."
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like yeah, unfinished product.
So, have you played any of the GTA games?
Not not very much. You see, GTA was one of the games I was not allowed to play as a kid.
I wonder why.
Yeah, yeah. You know, my Jewish parents were like saw Grand Theft Auto, saw prostitutes stealing, and random stealing cars driving throughout the city, and they were like, "No, you're not going to play this." So, oh well.
You see, I was kind of the opposite. I didn't play GTA this whole series not because I wasn't allowed to. I just saw Mario and I'm like, that's the game. And my parents were like, are you sure you don't want to steal cars, prostitutes? I'm like, no, this guy's an Italian plumber. He was pretty
Yeah,
cool, but a little shocking. So who knows what's going to come out of it when this podcast is released? We don't know. This is breaking in real time, so can't wait to see.
yeah, it'll
And
be exciting.
when do you think we'll get a GTA 6 trailer?
They might be pushing it up now.
Vision.
Yeah. So, well, I'd have a better idea if I had seen a bit more of the leaks, but yeah, I was mainly reading about them. I'd say uh, maybe at whatever the new Jeff Con free that is going to be next year, like whatever's replacing E3 next summer.
I think it is going to be at the Game Awards
Game
in December.
Awards. All right, but it's a big move up.
Granted, I said the same thing last year, and I said the same thing before that, but one of these years I will be right, Noah,
One of
or
these.
very, very, very wrong. It's probably the latter, but oh well. All right. Anything else before we move on?
Then that's all I've got.
All right. And as I also mentioned at the top of the hour, The Sims 4 will become free to play. So on October 18th, PC, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One slash X and S, all will be free. For the quote, EA and Maxis have welcomed million players over the years. With the Sims 4 base game going free, the team is more dedicated than ever to developing new and meaningful experiences for players, and will continue to develop and release packs, kits, and Sims deliveries express drops in the near side future. Noah, with the news that it is free to play, are you excited?
I'm not really a fan of those kinds of games. I like sci-fi and fantasy. I like being somewhere that's different than the real world.
What if I told you there was an alien pack?
An alien pack. It, are there like that? I mean, would I be like making stuff with it, or would there be like actual content?
You would be an alien.
Hmm.
Period. That's
Be an alien.
yeah. Why not?
I just kind of feel like that the tycoon experience isn't for me.
Not really much of Oh, now I want to play a tycoon game. Yet again, I just complained about the fonts being so small. Who knows? Uh, Even though like I ranted like I can't believe I spent $30 just for 2 months later to be free to play. I'm excited. And Noah, I'm gonna bring something up. I know you're not a fan of the whole simulation thing, but let me try to gauge your interest.
Okay.
Now let's just say you're a fan of The Sims. Let's say not buy it. Would you be interested? The Sim 4 high school years, eh?
Uh, I mean, it would be interesting to try and like redo high school in a simulation.
Okay, thumbs up. Cottage living. You'll be living in a cottage.
In a cottage.
Yeah, with animals.
with with animals.
I mean, they won't be like rooming with you. It'll be like a farm.
I mean, the animals would actually add something. One tycoon game I did play as a kid was a Zoo Tycoon. I had that
Oh,
on
I
the
remember
old
Zoo
computer.
Tycoon.
Yeah, yeah, that was a fun little game. I like making like dinosaurs.
Which is crazy because I'm like, that's not in a zoo, but okay, Sims 4 Snowy Escape.
Yeah, so it'd be like Skyrim.
Yeah, but you're snowboarding.
Hmm. I always did kind of want to snowboard in Skyrim.
Wow, I love this one expansion pack. The Sims 4 Get to Work.
Yeah.
It was a little aggressive,
Hmm.
but it's more of like, hey, here's more jobs you can do. You can be a doctor, detective, scientist.
Is there a Sims where you can be like a criminal? Like imagine like they did an expansion pack and you can be like an organized crime lord or a serial killer.
Serial killer, no. Crime lord, yes. I can't imagine like the Sims 4 serial killer pack. Just like the Dino Jew, and then they just go on a spree. But what the hell is this? So there's actually different levels you can like become a crime boss. Like, hey, you're a tough guy and you're a petty thief. Felinus Monk. Felinus Monk is $23 per hour. Are you interested?
The $23 an hour.
Yeah.
No.
But oh well. Short news week, but that's what we got. because our main topic, this is technically more news, but it's big news. We got we got the direct, we got the state of play, and we got the game showcase. So we're both Nintendo fans, so let's start out with the Nintendo Direct. And I feel like the first thing we gotta mention, everyone's gonna talk about it, is the Breath of the Wild 2. Which we can't even call it Breath of the Wild 2. It is Tears of the Kingdom. But I want to call it Breath of the Wild 2. But you know what? Tears of the Kingdom, I gotta get new habits. It is coming out May 12th next year. Noah, how excited are you?
I'm pretty excited. This is a big release, so it's about more than just the game itself. It's about a new phase of the Switch, kind of, and it feels like it's moving into its later stages as well. I can't imagine that the next Breath of the Wild esque game is going to be on the current Switch.
The next Breath of the Wild or the next one after Tears of the Kingdom?
After Tears of the Kingdom. I'm envisioning this is probably the last one on the Nintendo Switch, and whatever console follows this will have the next one.
Oh, totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for a lot of different reasons. One, Breath of the Wild, one of the best games of all time, and probably the best game on the Switch. And two, when Breath of the Wild came out, was a game changer in open world. And you could say Elden Ring was inspired by Breath of the Wild. What is Tears of the Kingdom going to do different from Breath of the Wild that's going to advance open world games or just gameplay in general? That's why I'm more excited.
Hmm.
Like, even if it's more Breath of the Wild, it'll be great, it'll be well received, but I feel like they're going to do something different. I hope they're going to do something different.
Hmm. Do you have any ideas?
No, because it'll just be all stupid. I'm like, what if he had a buddy? And Nintendo's like, what kind of buddy? Like a fairy? And I'm like, no, it's like a buddy cop thing.
Hmm. Okay.
And then
Yeah,
they would
that's
be
not
like,
bad.
get out. What if it was Link's brother?
Some kind of co-op experience.
It's basically Mario and Luigi.
All right. Yeah, that's something to go with. It's occurring to me that they've given Mario like some sort of buddy before, but they it's like remember in Sunshine he had the flood, in Galaxy he had that Luma, that in Odyssey he had the hat.
Cappy. Love Cappy.
Cappy, yeah.
But were you expecting this news from the Direct?
Uh, yeah, I mean that yeah, this would be the thing to expect that's like big news.
I want to call it pessimistic, but it's more of like, okay, like how many times have we hoped for Breath of the Wild 2 news to come? Are we gonna get a name or anything? And then we set our expectations so high just for it to not come true, and people calling it a failure. I mean, we'll get to like what we were expecting. I really thought because it's like the 30th anniversary, I believe it's an anniversary year for Zelda. We
Yeah.
would get ports for Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. And Nintendo's like, okay, we got Zelda, but it's the thing you're actually looking for. But my best friend Elizabeth, shout out to Elizabeth, love you. Uh, she was really hoping for Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. So when that didn't come true, I was like, oh, come on, Nintendo. I just want my friend to be happy. But what other games stood out to you, Noah?
So let me take another look here. Let's see.
Oh, by the way, speaking of anniversary, thanks Nintendo for the Kirby anniversary talk. Really love that. I mean, I like Kirby, but no love for Zelda.
Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a big Kirby fan. really it's mainly Mario and Pokemon I stick to with Nintendo. I see. Looks like they're bringing back more, yeah, more classic Mario Kart courses. So that's exciting. I do like Mario Kart a lot.
Have you bought any of the like battle passes or
I
whatever it
actually
is?
I actually have the Wii U version. I don't have the Switch version. So
Oh, okay.
I mean, it looks like to me it works fine because my friends and I prefer Double Dash anyway. We tend to play the old one.
So, so which games were you excited for?
Well, it's mainly these expansions. I see there's the Mario Strikers that came out. That is out, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't have that yet, but looks, yeah, it's getting a free update, and it will get. I've never heard of. Oh, is Pauline the mayor from New Donk City?
Yeah, she was like
Yeah.
the OG Peach, basically.
All right. So yeah, new characters. That's a way to enhance that game. There's some new powers in there. Re- there's Resident Evil news. Okay. Cloud.
I mean, the thing I love about like the Nintendo like directs, when they announce like, "Hey, this old game is coming to the Switch," it adds like a excitement because whatever say what you want about it, it's portable.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting how they make this thing work with old games, like just port them to the Switch, make money off of them again.
Yeah, it's like if any like PlayStation or Xbox was like, "Hey, we have Star Wars: The Force Unleashed coming to PlayStation 5. Is it a remaster? No, it's just the base game." It's like, boo. But if Switch does it, it's like, all right,
Oh, yeah.
all right, let's go. But
Yeah.
speaking
So,
of games that are coming to the Switch, Sifu is coming in November,
yeah.
November 8th. I It looks a little janky. I'm not gonna lie.
Hmm.
And maybe used to playing on the PlayStation 5 and seeing clips on PC where it's a lot more smooth. The frame rate, this looks like a bit slower. But hey, if you don't have PlayStation or a gaming PC, definitely buy on the Switch. Just keep your eyes out on, reviews. And then one I'm really excited to play is It Takes Two. I can't wait to play this because it is a co op game. So hopefully, Elizabeth, I'm just going to say it. Please play this game with me. I will give you a free copy. You can, play it with your husband. Just, I need to play with someone. I want to experience this game. But Noah, I have no one.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's not breaking news, but oh well. And I think besides Tears of the Kingdom, the other thing that people took away from Nintendo was they love the farm, which I think this might be a hot take. Noah, I love the farm.
What do you grow?
Whatever I have available, I'll water them crops, I'll harvest the crops, I'll fertilize the crops, I'll do anything.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I don't farm anything. I'm not a farmer.
Not yet.
Can be.
And also, shout out to Jessica Orr with her correct prediction. Tunic is coming September 27th. So you did it, Jessica. We're all proud of you. And again, a game that's on other consoles, but hey, you can play this, on the go. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, Tunic's a game that I think can really work on the Switch.
Have you played it?
Uh, no, but it's simple enough that it's like thinking about it on the Switch and like it. Okay,
And again, kind of that old but new Resident Evil 2, 3, the remakes, and what is it? The Biohazard and then the Village are all coming to the Switch cloud versions, but and this is just from my experience. The Kingdom Hearts cloud versions, when I played it, came out really good. It all depends on where the internet is for you guys, but if you have good internet, and they already have demo versions out, so if it works, buy it. If it doesn't, don't. Simple. But other than that, a lot of expansions. Oh, Noah, this should be big news for me. So, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII is coming December. I believe 13th. Yep, 13th. So, December is this winter.
this winter.
But yet again, guess what? When does winter start this year?
Uh, the no, no, I think it's December 21st or November 21st.
Somewhere in that time.
Yeah.
It's technically this fall. So, Square Enix, what are you trying to pull on me? I'm actually really excited to play that. Well, it's actually coming all consoles, the Xbox and PlayStation, but I don't know if it's gonna be on the Switch. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
And I know I dissed Kirby, but will I probably buy Return to Dreamland? Yeah. I'm a sucker for you, Kirby. I just wish Zelda. I mean, it's so weird to say, like, I wish Zelda got more love. And it's like, dude, that was the final announcement. So, out of 10 farms, yeah, out of 10 farms, what do you give this Nintendo Direct?
I'd say 7 farms.
All right. I gave it 7.5. What happened to the other half? We don't talk about that. But I feel like, actually, you know what? I'm gonna give it an 8.
An 8.
I would have gave this a 6.5 out of 10 farms, but here's the thing about Nintendo: they know well, and we'll also talk about with the state of play. You need one big announcement at the end.
Mm-hmm.
You need something to like. People be like, "Yeah, it was too much farms and all this," but we got Tears of the Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So that definitely bumped it up. And anything that has like a great final announcement or final showcase or trailer, whatever you want to call it, boom, always elevate for me. But something like when we talked about Jeff 3, like The Last of Us Part 1 remake was cool, but not. It was very cool. I mean, I gave it a 10 out of 10, but it wasn't a final announcement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's it for the Nintendo Direct. And I know you're not a PlayStation guy, but did you see any of the state of play?
I looked at the IGN coverage.
Outside perspective, what games looked cool?
I'll scroll through the list one more time. God of War Ragnarok. That looked cool. Yeah.
Let's just talk about that. Again, I a lot of people were super. I mean, everyone's hyped for a state of play, but if this is just your public service announcement. State of play, is not a PlayStation presentation. Last year, when we got the PlayStation presentation, we got all these reveals, even though it's got delayed or indefinitely. The Knights of the Old Republic remake, Spider-Man 2, a Wolverine game, all like huge stuff. A state of play, you're not going to get that. And I feel like people were just hyping themselves up. Like, I was watching it via the IGN Live, and they had these live questions like, what do you think is coming up next? Spider-Man 2, Wolverine? And it's like, none of those. Which, let me just state, that would have been amazing, but, you know, there's hopes, and then there's, like, realistic expectations, and I feel like people got those confused. Now, with the God of War, I'll admit, like, I really thought we were going to get gypped off because it starts with a limited edition DualSense, which, yeah, I would buy that, but I'm like, wait, whoa, that's it? Really? That's all we're getting? And then they're like, nah, we got a story trailer. And, oh my God. It's the awkward moment of, like, I don't want anything else from this game. I'm just going to wait until November 8th or 9th, whenever it comes out. But yet again, I want to see everything. Not spoiler, but I just want to inject it in my veins, Noah. And this was amazing. Absolutely incredible. The line that stuck out with me, and I probably butcher it, death can have me when it earns it. Or something like that. Just goosebumps. This is some R.L. Stein, Noah. Oh, you got the reference.
Yeah, I know R.L. Stein.
Were you a Goosebumps fan?
So last October, I found Goosebumps on Netflix, and I rewatched them, and that turns out, I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't scary.
No.
No, it's like the Twilight Zone, except with a green screen. It's like what is this? Like, so yeah, not as good now as it used to seem like it was.
Oh, this is the quote. Death can have me when it earns me.
Yeah, that's good.
Come on.
Yeah, that's a good line.
And then I thought it was Odin explaining the Kratos, like, wait, are you really a god? Do people worship you? And I'm like, oh, that's a good point. No one sacrificed anything for Kratos. Uh-huh. And then the perfect shot at the end, the highly anticipated Thor versus Kratos. His axe, Thor's hammer, collides. They roll back, and just before they about to strike, boom. What a perfect way to end the trailer. R.L. Stein things, Noah. These goosebumps are coming. So, yet again, the rest of the state of play, it was fine. It was just fine. So you had a chance to look through it. Anything makes you go like, oh, well, that looks interesting.
Yeah, I saw Hogwarts Legacy on there. So yeah, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan, but I do respect the world that's crafted within there. It is pretty well done.
Like, I'm not a big Harry Potter guy. Like, I've seen the movies, but there's like, I'm a Harry Potter fan, and then there's I'm a Potterhead.
Yeah.
I ain't a Potterhead, but does the game look incredible? It does, which just makes things all the more complicated, but that's for another podcast. Just that little, like, oh, here's some, like, exclusive PlayStation content. And I'm like, oh, if I only had an Xbox, that would have been like, oh, I can't believe they got it. It's no Spider-Man and Marvel's Avengers. It's like, it's okay. Looks spooky, but is it cool? I don't. Truck. But oh well. Tech like it's a lot of things like games that I respect but I don't play. And what I mean by that, like I'm not a Tekken guy, but Tekken 8 officially revealed. That's awesome. Am I gonna play it? Probably not. But people who are excited for that, good on you. I'm happy for you. And then just like the VR2 stuff, which looks good, but there isn't like a big game yet. Or, let me rephrase that. There isn't a big game from this state of play. One was it looks like a remaster, the Star Wars game, and Demio. I don't know how to pronounce it. It looks pretty cool, but if we got more of like the Horizon Call of the Mountain, that would be awesome. But nitpicking, we still haven't got like a full on state of play VR2. I know we got it for like Summer Game Fest, like half of it, but I can't wait for like, here's the full showcase. This is why you should buy the VR2. And then other than that, the games, actually there was one. Oh, Rise of the Ronin, which I think it was pretty funny watching the IGN chat and everyone's freaking out like, oh my god, we're getting Ghost of Tsushima too. Nah, it's something else. But does it look incredible? Absolutely. And I think another big thing that came out of this direct, well, not new news. We talked about this one. PlayStation Stars. I don't. PlayStation, Sony, you need a better PR person. Because you're saying, like, PlayStation Stars are not NFTs. Then you show off digital collectibles, and it's like, PlayStation, what are you doing? I don't get it. Like, the tech demo that comes with PlayStation 5, Astro's Playroom, which is incredible. I still want something from that studio. I want a full-on Astro game, but that's not this podcast. They had collectibles like that. You'll get these little like collectibles and like trophies of like, here's a memory card and here's this weapon from an old classic PlayStation game and here's a console. Like these collectibles that were so cool. And I feel like they're trying to do that, but they're also trying to pitch it as like an NFT, which not good. And I don't know, like, what if I pitched this to you, Noah? What if it was an NFT, but like, let's say you earn this collectible. You earn this collectible. It's worth how much in PlayStation Starbucks? I didn't even come up with that. Starbucks. Coffee. Okay, Star Change. Ooh. I don't know if Star Chain already exists, but we should come up with something.
It sounds very familiar, actually. Star Chain.
Whatever. Like, you can exchange this for this currency, and you can use this currency on the PlayStation Store. Basically, like an in-house NFT market. Like, not basically like everything, but you can't exchange with other players or something like that. Like, you exchange your collectibles to get this discount. I would be in. Granted, whatever my pitch is sounds horrible because I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm in. And I wish I did more research on this because Jessica, or when we talked about the first, like PlayStation Stars announcement, and whatever Microsoft does, like these weekly challenges you can earn, basically, she said, that's how I pay for Xbox Game Pass. And I'm like, what? So, I don't know. If it's something like Microsoft, I'm in. But it's like, hey, you want this crazy ape? That's it, just period. Nothing more. Like, hey, you want this crazy ape? But yet again, will I actively be part of PlayStation Stars? Yes. Because I'm the worst. But I think, and one last thing. Where is it? The Pacific Drive. I can't wait for that. That looks beautiful. I don't know when it's coming out, but I feel like that might be a very sneaky Game of the Year contender.
Really?
In a sense of like, people are going to talk about this, like, not really indie game, but like, hey, this game, this should get a lot more love. But yet again, it was only from trailer, but I'm like, this has a lot of potential. And it looks like super stunning. But I mean, come on. You're on a road trip in the post-apocalyptic hell. I'm in.
When does it come out?
2023, but that's it.
All right. Well, it'll be up against a lot of games apparently.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that podcast. The games we're looking forward to next year.
Yeah.
So, out of 10 Kratos, yeah, it's 10 Kratos. What do you give this game?
I'll give the game or the showcase.
Oh, showcase, state of play.
Yeah, I'll give the state of play 8 Kratos.
I'm also on the same page. Like, how great was that final announcement? Because I would have gave the state of play a 6, but you really bumped it up to 2, just from that God of War Ragnarok trailer. It looks incredible. But yet again, I've been super hyped for this for. I realistically, I can't say forever, but basically forever. And then, other than that, do you want to just touch a little bit at the Tokyo Game Showcase?
Yeah, sure.
Anything? Because I feel like, was there any big announcements or like even announcements? In my opinion, no. It was more like, hey, the games are coming out. Here's a little more footage, and it looked great. But yeah, that's it. I think the thing I'm more curious about is was more of the hey, here's the next announcement, the Capcom Online program. What is that going to be like? I don't know, but other than that, it was okay. Anything from you?
So I see they've got Odyssey on here. I saw a Sonic game. So those would be like here's Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah. So,
Are you excited for Sonic?
I'm not really a Sonic fan. Just yeah. I figured like those are the bigger things. I think what, like, of course I'm the person that's saying it. I think that some people were watching thinking that there might be a surprise Starfield news, but like I was thinking that no, because with they wouldn't do a surprise with that at this point. They'd announce it. So yeah, and I'm figuring that there is going to be Starfield news soon, probably sometime in October, but And of course, they probably didn't want it clashing with this event, so they're probably saving it.
What do you think we'll get out of Starfield?
You
The
mean
like
it?
the news that you're thinking of, like a trailer or
I'm thinking it'll be another one of those into the Starfield YouTube videos. Maybe, like maybe something Halloween themed a little bit. Uh,
ooh,
yeah, yeah.
so
I think so.
spooky.
Yeah, something along those lines pretty soon.
Yeah, that basically like the Sonic Frontiers trailer looked interesting because I have no clue what to expect about this game because the reception from the like Summer Game Fest, like the actual like gameplay was like, man, you guys should probably like delay this. And the studio was like, no. It's like, what do you mean no? It's like, nah, we're not gonna delay this. It's like you should. Yeah. So they're it feels like a what was the like the Western like gunfight, but somehow they're doing it to themselves. Like, are they gonna pull the trigger? No. All right. Well, who knows? But other than that, I think that's everything from the Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, that was the more underwhelming of the big events.
I mean, I wouldn't say underwhelming. It's like, well, state of play. I in the direct, I had realistic-ish expectations. It wasn't like, oh, I hope we get this announcement, this announcement. I'm like,
Right.
give me some cool game footage, and that is it. That
Right.
was cool game footage. Not even like new announcements. It was just like, that's it.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, like I kind of went into it figuring like people are going to ask about Starfield, but there's going to be nothing for Starfield, and I kind of went into the Nintendo Direct thinking like I kind of did see the new Zelda announcement coming because I figured there's probably not going to be any Pokemon news because lately they've been doing separate Pokemon directs like a what they call it what Pokemon. No, it's not direct. It's like uh, I'm not going to remember what it's called, but they do those kind of separately now since Scarlet and Violet was announced. So yeah, so I figured there's going to be a big announcement for this one because they're not calling it a Nintendo Direct Mini, which is what they called the last one. So I'm like, all right, there's going to be a big announcement. It's not going to be Pokemon, so that kind of leaves us with Zelda and Mario, and I'm thinking Zelda.
It was more of like, okay, like, are we gonna get anything from Zelda? Like, if you would have told me what we're gonna get, Breath of the Wild 2 sequel announcement, not only like a name but an actual release date, or Wind
Right.
Waker and Twilight Princess ports, I would have gone with the ports. And by the way, I
Or
can't believe I forgot to mention this, even though I've not played any of the games. Pikmin 4.
yeah, I saw that on there.
I want to play the Pikmin games.
I tried like the big GameCube one that's like the classic now. And I couldn't figure it out. I just didn't understand what was going on.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
And the good news, well, I'm pretty sure they don't follow like it's not like, oh, but you got to play the first two games to really understand this. I feel like we'll be okay.
Yeah, hopefully.
Dun dun dun. But other than that, I think that's it. Anything you want to mention before we wrap this up, Noah?
No, think that's it for me.
All right, Noah. Where can people find you?
You can find my YouTube channel on YouTube. Type in the Black Rose. Perhaps add the word Bethesda, and my logo should come up. It's a burning rose. I also just launched some social accounts. My Twitter is the Black Rose at 3141. I guess it's called a Twitter handle, I guess. So that's
What
yeah.
was
So
it? The Black Rose 3-1.
it's the Black Rose, each word with a capital letter, then the number 314. No, sorry, not yeah, just 314. Yeah, and
Oh, guess who just subscribed?
oh well, yeah, thanks a lot, new subscriber, Mark.
I think this is you. Yeah, this is you.
Or it's following on Twitter. Yeah, with the link out. Yeah, and then I launched a Discord as well that you can get to through the YouTube, and yeah, that's having a lot of fun on there.
All right. You can find me on Twitter at LilMarco512, aka the Black Rose's new follower. You can check out, I have a new review on KeenGamer.com, The Last of Us Part 1. You can check that out. And also, I want to shout out a friend of the podcast who's also on King Gamer, William Lowery. I don't know. I probably butchered that. Lowery? Whatever. But, sorry, William. Anyway, he finished a huge project. It's a documentary on the Destroy All Humans series. It took him a lot of time and effort. I haven't watched it yet. He messaged us last night. But his YouTube channel is Gamer Guys Reviews. Title is just the complete history of Destroy All Humans. Check that out. Give it a like and subscribe to his channel. Speaking of, subscribe to the YouTube channel, King Gamer Podcast. You can find us at KeenGamer.com. We have the all new news stories, reviews, opinion pieces, some great articles at work. Also, please rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It bumps us up in the charts so more lovely people like yourself can listen. I'm your host, Mark O'Callahan, and we hope you have a great day.